Monarchs. Today I want to talk about this concept of it only being a moment. So for those of us that struggle with disordered eating, it is really difficult to fight compulsion, right? Like, so we see a donut. Well, we had no intention of eating a donut. We didn't plan on stopping and buying a donut, but we go into work and a vendor or a manager brought donuts. Well, now all we want is the donut. And if you haven't yet read my blog, it's called the Fix Your Fuck It blog, because that's what happens. You get in that moment and all your good intentions tend to fly out the window and you just say fuck it and you eat the donut or 10. And that's where we fall into this problem. Having a donut early in the day, late in the day, whatever, but then being able to play a little nutritional Tetris to be able to say, well, I had that donut, so maybe I'll avoid the rice at dinner, or I will reduce the amount of peanut butter I have at my snack later, allows us to be able to continue to maintain our weight and or lose weight despite eating that donut. So there's no big deal there. However, when we go into that fuck it mind space and then feel really guilty about eating that donut and we eat like 10 more of them, 3 more of them, however more of them, that's where that nutritional Tetris becomes a little bit more complicated, because there's only so much you can do to counterbalance that. So how do we get through that? How do we stop the fuck it moment? And we've all heard copious lectures, even from me, and talks about mindful eating. And so mindful eating is a phenomenal concept. I'm a huge believer in mindful eating, but there are times you just don't want to do it. And so going through various mindful eating processes can be a struggle. And I want to take us through this concept of it's just a moment. So if you've ever been in an addiction or 12-step program, right, one day at a time is a key concept. Well, when you struggle with compulsive eating or emotional eating or binge eating, it's not about the day, it's about the moment. And I want you to think about the fact, in the crux of that, oh my God, there's that donut. It's just a moment. The compulsion is a moment in time. Now, obviously, moments vary in duration. Maybe you look at that donut and you're like, holy crap, I want that. And then you realize, whoa, it's just a moment, back away. You go to your desk, you get some emails, you get some calls, you get distracted, quick moment, it's over and done. Or you see that donut and you're like, you know what? This craving's just a moment. Let me walk away. But then all you can think about is that donut. And 10 minutes later, you go have the donut. And then you feel bad because you have low self-control in your mind, and then you binge. Whether it's 1 minute, whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's a day, it's still just a moment. If you live an average lifespan of 80, 82 years old, what's one day? What's 10 minutes? And so our strength of will, sorry, my dog loves to shake himself and run into things during videos. But our strength of will, our ability to build our self-confidence comes from our ability to recognize the perspective of the moment. All you have to do is get through that one moment. That's it. And if you can remind yourself, it's very finite. The moment will go away. If you put in your mind that the moment will go away. If you sit there and go, it's just a moment, but you don't buy into it, you're just going to continue to think about that food. And so you have to really come through and think through, the donut never would have entered your mind if you never saw it. So now that you did see it, what changed, right? It's a moment of temptation just because you saw it. And so regain your perspective in that moment. And first things first, walk away. Just go away. Distract. Do something else for the moment. However long that moment is, you will eventually move past the moment. You have to believe in your own strength. You are not weaker than anyone else. You do not have less control than anyone else. You are fully capable. You are a beautiful human being that's been given everything everybody else has. You simply have to believe that. And so use those moments to prove to yourself that you can.